hit the microphone and says, everybody head for Middle Belt and Wick, we got a plane crash. Somebody finally came back on the radio and said, it doesn't look like we're going to be transporting anybody. You know, and then you just sink. And we have a 4-year-old and they're giving me all the information on what I need to notify the hospital. And I can hear the little girl crying in the background.
Tonight, an ambulance dispatcher at the center of a nationwide tragedy is remembering the crash of Northwest Flight 255. The plane went down just after taking off from Metro Airport 25 years ago today. 156 people were killed, and a 4-year-old girl was the only survivor.
Earl Fessler scrambled into action that day, sending rescuers to the scene. He spoke to 7 Action News reporter Michael Rosenfield about his memories.
August 16th, 1987, a rare, quiet night for Earl Fessler, an ambulance dispatcher for several communities, including Romulus. All 15 ambulances were on the road and waiting for calls, while Earl, back at headquarters, was thinking about his 33rd birthday the next day.
Same day as my mom, so we always have a big birthday party every year.
Fessler would soon forget about any birthday plans when he was jolted from his thoughts by a phone call from his wife. The couple lived just about a mile away from the airport.
She called and asked, is there a plane crash at Metro Airport? And I asked why, and she says, well, there was 3 real loud thumps, shook the ground, and she could see a mushroom cloud.
Earl hung up the phone, and then it was chaos.
All of our lines and the phones lit up, and it was all the police and fire agencies from the whole area calling. We need ambulances. We got a plane down at Metro Airport.
Those 15 ambulances on the road now had somewhere to be.
I just kind of hit the microphone and says, everybody head for Middle Belt and Wick, we got a plane crash.
There was confusion at first whether the plane that went down was a cargo or passenger plane. Soon, the grim news. It was Northwest Flight 255, bound for Phoenix, but it barely got past Metro Airport. Ambulances were ready to race passengers to hospitals, but the news got worse.
Somebody finally came back on the radio and said, it doesn't look like we're going to be transporting anybody. You know, and then you just sink, and it's like, oh man, it's the worst of the worst.
Then a glimmer of hope.
Next thing I hear, we're transporting to Annapolis Hospital. We have a 4-year-old and they're giving me all the information on what I need to notify the hospital, and I can hear the little girl crying in the background. And I was like, all right, you know, we have somebody that survived.
Besides dispatching ambulances, Earl's role was to relay patient information to the hospitals. Today, 25 years later, Earl, who now serves as Livonia's fire marshal, still thinks about that girl, Cecilia Sheehan, and is thankful he played a small role in her survival.
While I'm writing down my report to give to the hospital, I can hear the little girl in the background crying. So it's not like, you know, she's unconscious or anything. We got an alive and awake little girl in that ambulance.
And every August 16th and any time he drives by the airport, he still remembers the accident and the EMTs when they came back to the office.
Seeing their faces, and you could just see that they saw the worst thing they ever seen, and they all smelled like kerosene from walking through all the fuel, and each one of them with their own different descriptions, you know, what was it really made an impact on them. And
an impact undoubtedly still felt today on countless people like Earl who were never at the scene but did their part in the aftermath. I'm Michael Rosenfield, 7 Action News.